All right, everybody. Matt Happy RCT. So I haven't done one of these in a while. During the summer, it's tough to do videos inside and do more content inside because I'm always outside doing things. But July is here, and in New England, like last few years, actually, we've had a wet July. A lot wetter than anticipated, a lot more thunderstorms and things like that, which causes different problems. But historically, August is a drought. We've had a wet enough July where we haven't really had that drought that we're used to, but we should always be preparing as if you go into that drought phase, because that's really scary. And part of what we do is environmental education on top of gardening, things like that. So we're just gonna give you some tips to save water in your garden. So timing is everything. Timing is everything. The amount of water we waste on just our lawns that we water, on the timing of the day that we water, really is remarkable. If you ever think of the overwatering and you're causing disease from overwatering, or the runoff and the erosion that happens because you're overwatering, it's wild. It's wild. And I think about the time of the day when people water too. So if you are, a lot of people follow me because I'm working on the zero waste, and I call it the Trim Your Waste Challenge. And we're really working as a family to get rid of waste completely. But a lot of people don't think of water being waste. They just think of garbage being waste. Well, wasting water is a major part of zero waste. To me, water is the most important nutrient, right? So we got to think about water. We got to start thinking about water. And over in New England, I don't think we think about water as much because it's pretty prevalent. But if you're seeing what's happening out west, and hey, that's a lot of our food out west over here in New England. So we got to think about that. So during the middle of the day, if you water during the middle of the day, or you're transplanting things and then watering them in the middle of the day, because you just don't want to do anything other than like weeding. You really don't want to do in the middle of the day anymore in the summer. If you're harvesting, cool. Weeding, cool. If you need to transplant something for like a emergency style or reason, fine. All right, you can water then, but just the sun evaporates it. Plain and simple. The sun is just going to evaporate whatever you throw down, right? So we also will run into mildew issues and issues like that if you are watering at the wrong time of day. So we really like to water the roots, right? We don't really like to get the leaves wet. The leaves get wet during regular rain, right? We don't like to interfere with Mother Nature too much. We're trying to get our plants to live without us. That is the goal here. So we water using a drip system. Drip system basically just drips directly where the plant's roots exist. Now, that does cause some issues with ratios of what soil is getting water, what's not, but realistically, you're saving a ton of water. And like all the big like sustainable government things, they are preaching people to go to drip system. Why do people not go to drip systems? They're a little more expensive, right? I think my entire drip system for our hemp operation cost, say $180. I'm still using that system. And it's literally like simple. And that was including a pump that you really don't need if you have a regular hose water. I was getting water from a local resource. So, if you need to use timers, using timers help, but I'm going to urge you not to use a timer. Why? If you know anything about me, you gotta get to know your plants. You gotta spend time with your plants. How much better of a time it is while you're watering, get out there and weed. Get out there and inspect your plants, right? You're kind of multitasking, and it's a good thing. So watch the plants, right? Watch your plants before it rains. What do your plants do? They get ready, right? This is why we don't water. The timing is so important. This is why we don't water in the middle of the day. You're like shocking the plant. Do you like getting wet in the middle of the day? That hose water that's like 50 degrees coming out of the well or wherever it is. The last thing is where is your water source, right? That's important. We have well, and I like having the well water because it's not going through the entire process. Luckily, where we live, well water is kind of the norm. So think about that. Like, are you going through a chemical are you having treated water? Water your things, right? That's something we pride ourselves on, is we don't have any treated water. It is what it is. If you don't know now, the biggest thing you can do is compost. Compost, if you watch any of our other content on composting, compost does it. Compost has it. Compost literally is feeding your soil and keeping the water in. Now, a lot of farms are going no dig, no till, and there's still a lot of farms who aren't, right? People are catching on, but not fast enough, and they will. All right, they will. But compost acts like a sponge, and when that water comes down, it's going to soak it up. So you use leaf mulch, use seasoned wood chips. Now, by seasoned wood chips, I am saying they need to sit for at least a year before you use them, unless it's going to add too much nitrogen to your soil. Okay. Yeah, if you do use that, you need to have something offset the nitrogen levels, right? You're gonna be getting phosphorus from the banana peels, from your kitchen compost. You're gonna be getting so many good things out of compost, and it helps save water. All right. We kind of use water from our roof for different things. We have 2 rain barrels set up. They're only like 50-gallon rain barrels. There's not like some massive operation, but we have it, and that's what I use. I continually use that water. Why? It's better than the well water because it's rainwater. It's what these plants thrive off of. The rain. I'm shaking. I get excited. I'm sorry about the camera. I'm shaking it. All right. And finally, like, just treat your plants as if they're going through a drought all the time. So when a drought comes, it's kind of like my coaching philosophy, like, get them ready for states from day one, anticipate they go to states. So if they end up going to states, they're ready. If they don't, oh well. All right. But if it comes and state shows up, they're in tip-top shape to perform, just like the drought. Are they going to be in tip-top shape to perform? Or are you going to need to coach them up more during that time and possibly run out of resources, right? So it's common life. Like, that's why gardening, I coach for so many years. I think it's like I'm coaching up my plants, and it's kind of fun. But again, you want to get them ready for the time when you're not going to be there, maybe, and it's a big game, and they're on their own, right? You're on the sidelines. There's only so much they can do. So those are just some hints. Please remember, water. First of all, our bodies, like our nutrition, it's the number one thing we need. We need water. Our muscles are filled with more than 70% water, right? All the functions in our body create water. I'm sweating because I'm cooling down. That needs water, right? Let's not waste it. All right. And this is all like gardening stuff that we do. We do other things to save water. Like, I just told my wife a second ago. I'm like, hey, when we give our daughter a bath, can we use a little bit less water now? Because we still need to bathe her. That wouldn't be good if we didn't bathe her, but we're using less water. We're trying to figure out ways. So if anyone does have, right in the comments, anyone does have tips they use for toddler and bath time, please let us know, because that's one of the biggest things that we waste water on. All right, guys. Thank you. Thanks for checking us out.